Mmm. 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 Mmm.
Grumps. Grumps. Grumps.
What?
Grumps, it's me, Garl. Garl Glittergold. What are you doing? Are you keeping the bear boy alive?
What? Dude, I've been partying on the astral plane.
That's not even a... Oh, never mind. Are you making sure that the Shifter Ranger doesn't die? He's critical to save the party from the bears.
Yeah, sure am. All over that, Garly Garl.
Oh, no.
Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 97, Unbearable. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Michael Corley, and with me tonight is Lee. Lee, tell everybody who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm Lee, and I am playing a Kinku.
I just wanted to see if I get you to say the name. It's a mystery right now, but I can't. It's okay. We'll find out. And also with us tonight is Dare. Dare, tell everybody who you'll be playing.
Howdy, everyone. I'm Dare, and I'm playing Tix Birchmanson, your favorite super responsible gnome cleric.
Wonderful. And also with us tonight is Izzy. Izzy, tell everyone who you will be playing.
Tonight I will be playing the role of Marezi Mugra, half-orc barbarian. Her mother is an orc and her father is a human.
And also with us tonight is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm playing Athora Greyfield, a fighter tiefling.
Indeed. And also with us is James. Did I already do you, James?
No.
Yay! I'm. That's how rattled I am right now. James, tell everyone who you will be playing.
Hello, I am James. I am playing Penton Chalice, a spell scale sorcerer who is very pretty, and he knows it.
And speaking of pretty, we have a special guest on the Chafing Armor Podcast. We have Tia Mann, so creative director and Twitch partner at the Twitter account roleplayers_TV. Tia, tell us the name of your character.
The name of my character is Lashra. I hope I'm saying that right.
You are saying it perfectly, and however you say it is the way that it is. We'll say nothing else about that character right now. When we last left our players, we lost one of our longtime players, Osokai, the Shifter Ranger. In the last episode, we had an epic quest with this mysterious Kinku and Marezi that ended with his beautiful funeral. I'm going to cut to a few things on the side on that later, but I'm going to skip past that right now and get to the main story. You have all been traveling for many days now, heading northward to an outpost known as Timber Spire. There you have heard is Prognati, the tiefling that the long-dead wizard Bigsby told you may have the key to healing or fixing the staff of Seraphim. You have been heading forward. You have made your way north. It is getting progressively colder. Kind of one of the ideas y'all had was to maybe pick up some extra cold weather supplies while you were in Zental Keep. However, Zental Keep was full of horrible racists, and it was a terrible town, and everyone there just about was terrible. So you actually didn't, and it's getting a little uncomfortable out here. Most of you are okay right now. You also notice that in Audrey 3, the weather does tend to stay warmer inside, though it is not a complete protection. You are making your way north. Penton, you've noticed every once in a while, Audrey will actually shudder with fear. And again, you're hearing off distantly. You're hearing a boom.
Oh, the boom again.
Boom. That's right. You're hearing it off in the distance. You know for certain that Audrey is responding to it, but you don't know what it is. And you have all camped for the night. You are all getting out in the morning, kind of getting ready to get back on the day. You're looking for some game for Audrey. She's starting to get a little hungry. And that's when you hear a roaring. You are beginning to get ready. You look up and you see the first little wisps of snow is coming down, and you're thinking, "Oh, that's great. That's just great. This is going to be interesting." And the snow is starting to get a little heavier and heavier, and that's when the air is split by a roar. A roar shatters through the heavy pine forest that you're in, and you hear the sound of pine trees cracking and falling, and the sounds of extreme movement and shuffling and banging and booming and just a general ruckus, shall we say. And that's when through the forest comes running a young elf woman. And a young elf woman comes crashing through the woods. She is wearing studded leather armor and is dressed as adventurers often are. And she is being followed by something. She is being followed by 3 gigantic, glowing red bears.
Glowing
and
bears.
They
Wow.
all roar at you. And I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Well, all right then.
Ha! Nat 1.
Nat 1 for Lashra?
Riley.
You still get your initiative
Oh,
bonus.
sorry, Riley. I'm going to... that's true. That is true. You do have an initiative bonus, but for Lashra, I believe your initiative is... I only made this character. Why would I remember?
I would assume it's a +4 because it's a. I'm looking at my character sheet.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah, so that's
making
a high
assumptions
dex?
versus dex.
Yeah.
So
High deck, so that's a 5. That is a 5. You were
all
correct.
right.
And Dare, what did you get?
I got a 6.
We're rolling. Y'all rolling like the dungeon master today. And also for the Kinku.
12.
Kinku has 12. And y'all are rolling low. And for Izzy,
9.
9 for Izzy. And for Athora.
1, and Nat 1.
What in the world? This is like some kind of crazy reversal.
Oh, heroes,
normally
please
I'm the
come
one.
save me whenever you're ready, though, on your own time.
Yeah, you know, whenever you have time, whenever's good.
Gotta assess the
convenient.
situation, yeah.
Okay, and I think I missed someone. Who did I miss?
Me.
Yes. What did you get?
14.
Penton gets a 14. So
Lightning
Penton,
fast.
Penton, you are actually doing some light meditating, letting the snow fall on your skin. Tell the listeners real quick why, even though you're in this light, kind of silvery robe, why the cold is not bothering you at all.
Oh, the cold doesn't bother me because I've given up all of my worldly possessions to become kind of one with the universe, and therefore heat and cold no longer bother me.
Indeed. And so perhaps that's why you're the least distracted as you see this elf woman come crashing through the woods and these gigantic glowing red bears coming after, roaring. Oh, I did forget one small thing, and that was the bears. Okay, so
So they're small bears. Got
That
it.
would
We're
include
fine.
us.
Totally fine.
yes,
Oh, you
they
never
are
bothered him
three
anyway.
little. There are 3 little bears. Yes. So Penton, you can act first.
All right, so are they like in a line behind her, the elf, or?
They are definitely not in a line. I would say that there are 2 that are right behind her, like literally right behind her, and then there's one that's staggering slightly behind. Y'all didn't see this, but she managed to toss something aside to slow one down. So there's
Okay.
one that's staggered slightly to the right, but there are 2 right behind her.
Okay. Well, if they're like basically in a line from me that I can get to, if I need to like move left or right to get around the elf, I'd be happy to send a lightning bolt their way.
Okay. While you absolutely can do that, I would like to know what you would say to this elf woman coming out of nowhere to encourage her to move.
You might want to duck a little quickly.
All right.
All right. So, all right. That's right. It's per level. I'm also going to boost this with my Bahamut meditation. So that'll make it, what, 8d8? And they'll save for half versus reflex. 30 points is what that does.
And one rolled a 4 and one rolled an 8. So they both
Well.
fail their save. So, Lashra, you come running through the woods and crashing through. These bears coming right after you, flames spitting after you. And you just see this very frail spell scale in front of you. And he just kind of goes, might want to duck a little bit. And ka-toom! Lightning blows past you and strikes both of the bears behind you, kind of sending them staggering back slightly. And that will actually bring it to you, Lee. What would you like to do?
Well, the big glowy teeth and claws aren't my cup of tea. Let's try this. It's not my forte, but let's echo the roar right back at them.
Okay. And what are you hoping to accomplish?
Well, for the most part, hopefully to get them to maybe pause a little bit, and then maybe, it'll be easier to assess the situation for the rest of the people. But honestly, it's mostly the Kenku is mostly just kind of put out. We were traveling so nicely, and then this happened. And can we move on, please? It's getting cold. So just gonna echo it back. It's probably mostly an intimidation more than anything else.
Okay.
See how that goes. Anyway. It'll be
go for
it's
it.
an exact same replica of the roar they just did.
Okay.
Oh, nice. That's non-natural 20.
Pulling. So what I'm going to say is, in this particular incident, it's so unexpected that you do this. What will happen is they will all get disadvantage on their next attack. So they're just basically like, huh? And they do that little thing that bears do where their head turns slightly to the side. It's almost cute if they were not murderous. So that you are successful in your attempt, and everyone else is kind of surprised. They're getting used to your strange way of speaking, but it's still surprising when things like that come out. And that brings it to Morezi. Morezi, you were just getting up, getting your gear on. You were just done finishing feeding Aki. Aki is hating the cold out here, by the way. And now these bears have come up, and it is really warming up with these magma bears. What would you like to do?
Yes, I would absolutely like to attack whichever one is closest to me.
Okay.
That's a 16.
16 will hit.
By the way, wait, before we calculate this, I suffered some necrotic damage in my last encounter. Was that something that goes away after a long rest, or?
Yes, that heals normally, and also you have a cleric, so you would this has actually been probably close to 2 weeks now, so you're quite healed.
Okay, there was a 16, and for my second attack, a 15.
Okay, so you rolled for both of your attacks?
Yeah.
Okay, a 15 and a 16.
Did they both hit?
That both hit, actually, yes.
Cool. 13 points and 5 points.
So, you just step up and just and as you do, you actually see little flecks of magma coming off the chest as you crack into its rock-like hide to the magma underneath, but it clearly hurts it. It is not happy, I might mention, and it is its turn. It turns to you, Morezi, as the closest source of damage. But you've also done what is so important, which is making yourself a target instead of very frail Pinton, who would have gotten attacked instead. Let's see. That is... Where's his bonus? Yes. So that is a 16. That does not hit. That is a 17. That does not hit. And that is a another 16. So... Despite trying so very hard, this bear is it swipes at you twice, it bites at you, it literally, you feel the jaws snapping next to your face, and your entire body warms up from the snap, but it does not hit. However, the one right behind it opens his mouth, and fire erupts from the bear in a let's say maybe a cone. Maybe that would be a good way to describe this. And I need everyone to make a reflex saving throw.
You're killing me, DM. You're killing me. Literally.
You need to get over a 12, by the way. So let me know if you don't get over a 12.
Gee, can I roll a 2?
Does that include my dex modifier?
I would not say such things if I were you.
12.
Let's see what the PDF of my character sheet has to say.
I just
Tix rolled an 8.
6?
10.
Athora got a 12.
Yeah,
so
Marissa
I got
got
a
a
12
10.
also.
Okay, so y'all are fine. And Lashra?
I got a base roll of 10, so if any of
Okay.
my modifiers help with that,
Well,
this is okay.
so this is a reflex, and you have a very high dexterity, so you definitely succeed. So everyone who failed, you will take 8. You will take 16 points of fire damage as it burns through you, except for I believe one of you has a resistance against fire. Is that not correct, Athora?
Yeah, I have resistance.
So you will take half damage. So I literally forgot the number I just said. Man, I am
16.
definitely 16. Thank you. I apologize. I think we were all a little scattered right now. So that's 16. Everyone who fails got 16, and everyone who succeeds and Athora also take 8 points of damage. As this blast of fire comes out. And now the third bear is coming forward, and it is going to try to attack you, Lashra, as it comes forward. Oh, and the last one on its bite, it does roll a natural 20, unfortunately. And that is...
The elf gonna die before we even talk to her?
Yes, and so you die, Lashra. You are dead. But fortunately, it rolls a 1, but with its plus 5, so that's 6. And then it also does an additional 1d6 fire damage. So that's actually 10 points of total damage.
I imagine that I'm throwing my arm up, and as it bites down on me, just fire cascading down my arm, and I let out, please help me.
I love it. Thank you so much for that color, and please, all that color you can give. I love it. And you all see this happen as the bear is bearing down on her, no pun intended. And that will actually bring it to you, Athora.
Hooray!
There are 2 bears that are damaged, and then there's the one who's actually latched onto her. It's the undamaged one. And you can attack any of them you choose.
Okay. Let's attack the one that was already wounded.
Okay, the most wounded one is the one closest that Morezi's been slashing at.
$22 to hit.
That will definitely hit. And what is the damage?
Trying to find the dice. 12 points of damage.
Okay, and you also have a second attack,
Yep.
which I forget about sometimes.
16 to hit.
That will hit.
11 points of damage.
11. So that's 71 points of damage. And Athora, as you are fighting these flaming, boiling magma bears, remember when you went into the temple of the goddess of luck, you felt like a cloak had been taken off you. And in the moment, you actually feel something like hands putting a cloak on your shoulder. And instinctively, you raise up your offhand, and let's just call it what it is. A ray of frost shoots out of your hand and strikes the bear.
Oh.
And I would like you to roll 1d4 damage, and then I would like you to double it. Because guess what? Magma bears don't care for the cold.
Okay. I got a 4, so that's an 8.
So that's 8. So describe to me, after striking this bear, how you kill it with this ray of frost, what that looks like.
It looks like how Anna Frozen, just frozen in a statue, all cool posed and internal agony, just dead, frozen, gone.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you all see this. By the way, you are not aware of Athora having any ice powers. As she suddenly, as she says, Elsa's this bear. After her strike, she just reaches forward and physically touches the bear, and ice just coats the bear, cracking until it is a giant ice statue. And that will actually bring it back around to Penton.
Oh, hello.
And one of the bears is very dead. One of the ones you lightning.
Okay.
Two left.
DM.
One of the dares is very dead? No!
DM. Does Tix
Yes.
get a chance?
You know what? I probably should give Tix a chance because I skipped your turn. You were supposed to go before Lashra, who I also skipped because, guys, we're all doing a little loopy right now, and so I apologize. It's getting me too.
For the listeners at home, this is currently being recorded on the 3rd of April, 2020.
Yes, this will come out many months later, so there'll be a different perspective. But Tix, what is your turn?
Tix would like to cast Divine Favor on himself and draw Destiny Seeker and charge to the right of the other remaining bear. And
okay, there are two bears, one who's been hit by lightning and one who is currently attacking this elf and setting her arm on fire.
He will rush to the aid of the elf. So he casts Divine Favor, which gives +1 to attack and damage per 3 levels, so that's +2/+2. And so he will move into position to the side of the elf girl and prepare to attack next round.
Okay. You do that and come to her aid, and so the Divine Favor is your attack?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make
That's
sure.
my action this round.
You come... Gotcha. And then also... Lashra, I suppose probably you'd like to do something. What would you like to do? There's one of the bears that is currently latched onto your arm and it is burning, and you can now move.
So I see all these heroic champions around me coming in, and one of the lava bears falling down in a heap, and I become a little bit more hopeful, and I grab my magical chain and I whip it around kind of like a lasso for a couple of seconds, and I focus at the bear that's closest to me, the one that actually has biting down on my arm, and I whip down at one of its legs, and I wrap the chain around my arm like you would a rope, and then I try to heave with all of my might to upend it. And I'm gonna roll I've 3 times in a row I've rolled a 10 on 3 different dice. This is uncanny.
I seem to have infected you. I am sorry.
This is all your fault. I believe that you must... okay, does a 12 hit?
A 12 will not hit. It
Dang.
actually just misses.
So there's just
their AC
not
isn't
enough
that good.
space in between me and the bear to successfully latch around its leg, and I just kind of whip the dirt next to it pointlessly, and I'm throwing my arm back and forth, trying to get it to shake off of me, but with no success.
You do actually have a second attack.
Oh, well, I'm going to cry out in frustration and try the same thing again, and look down at it, eye it a little bit better, swing, and does a 14 hit?
It actually does.
All right.
Which I normally don't say the AC, but it has an AC of 13, since obviously it's better than that. So that hits.
So my chain wraps around its ankle, and I wrap the rope around my arm once, twice, thrice, and try to pull it up off of its legs. And it must make a save versus reflex or fall prone.
That is correct. And you do actually do damage with that as well. So you have 1d8 plus 2, yes. Right. Plus your damage bonus.
Come back here, dice. Whew. That is impossible to roll on a d8. Okay. I was like, 9? Wow, this is a great dice. It's 5 plus my damage bonus, which for listeners at home, I'm very thankful to everybody here because I haven't done 3.5 in a long time, so everybody's helping me out. I'm assuming it's a dex-based damage with the whip?
Yes, with it is a finesse weapon, so you do get your dex bonus for that. So I think it is actually, with the whip, it is actually 5.
Wow,
I'm
that's so powerful. I'm so cool.
Yes.
So
what is that total?
3 plus 5 is 8. Math is...
Yeah, 8 points of damage. And so y'all see this, like, out of nowhere, this just chain whip hits the ground, whips around, wraps around her arm. She blocks one attack trying to hit it, misses, unwraps it, wraps it around its leg, and then yoinks. And the bear, I forgot to roll. He actually does succeed, so he doesn't fall over, but he staggers as this chain slams into his leg, and you see some of the rocky elements of its leg kind of chip off.
I look at the bear with respect, but anger.
Dude, respect.
Making me look bad in front of my new friends.
And that will, by the way, I totally forgot, because again, I'm totally scattered, that these bears were supposed to get disadvantage because of your cool move, Mr. Kinku. So since we're going back to a new round, everyone this round gets advantage.
Ooh.
So that's my ruling, just to make everything fair, since I said that and then immediately forgot about it. So, Penton, it is your turn.
Well, everybody knows that advantage really helps when you're casting spells.
It does.
I'm not going to be stupid and cast any flame magic at this thing.
Smart.
So I'm gonna help out this elf who's been clamped down on and is having a hard time pulling it off its feet, and send a batch of magic missiles its way. And I'm also going to boxcars this one as well, because people are in danger and I want to help them. Oh no, don't fall down! No! It's worth. Now we have caltrops on the floor.
Nothing more deadly than stepping on a D4.
That is a total of 18 points of damage flying from his hand into the magma bear.
All right, and so you watch this as you're trying to knock over this bear, Lashara, and you cannot. But as it staggers back up, you just see this as these magic missiles course into its body.
Yeah, and they're silvery, and they look kind of like dragon heads.
Yes. So imagine very anime style that as this energy is going forward, you actually see this dragon-like form spread out like a roar, and then they strike into the body. It's unusual for a magic missile, shall we say. And that will actually bring it to our lovable Kinku.
Okay, so one of them is frozen.
Yeah, he is, and dead, in fact.
Dead? Okay, that's cool. And one of them is upset, and another is attacking the elf. Well, I think my my compatriot has her particular bear in hand, or at the end of a halberd, I should say. There are more pressing matters with a bear bearing down on a stranger. I guess. I was gonna make snowballs and throw it at it, but I don't think it's really gonna do much. As much as it doesn't like the cold.
I don't think
it would absolutely damage it. It just wouldn't do much damage.
We're just gonna leap in with our sickle and have a good old go.
All right, and you get advantage on the strike.
Cool. All right, so that's that, and that's Jesus. 23.
That will definitely hit.
Okay. Unfortunately.
And are you attacking the one struck by lightning or the one that is currently...
No, the one that's currently latched on to...
Understood. Or was just latched onto it. Gotcha.
Yes. That's a full 6 damage.
All right.
Plus,
hang
hang on, sorry. Plus.
Oh, good.
Plus my strength. Yeah, 8 damage. Sorry.
8 damage. Okay. So that's 34 points. And just tell me what happened. What does it look like when a little Kinku man comes flying into a fray?
It's low. He kind of runs low. I think it's kind of minimizing his silhouette and just kind of pops up in front with a rising slash with the very tip of the sickle to try and drive it into the flesh and just cut smoothly through.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm imagining almost like a Naruto run.
I was trying not to say that. I was absolutely trying not to say that.
You can't escape it.
But it still looks cool.
Yes, it is indeed a JoJo reference.
It doesn't look like what a middle schooler looks like when they Naruto run.
No.
Yes, that's what Instagram has taught me. And that will actually bring it to you, Merezi.
All right. Going at the bear that is attacking Lashra.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. $10 doesn't hit for my second attack. 17, which I'm pretty sure does hit.
Most certainly.
10 points of damage.
So that is 44 as you crack into the side of it, and you actually see your blade start to heat up under the heat of the attack as this bear is not super happy with you, and unsurprisingly is going to attack you now and try to murder you. And he rolls a 5.
No.
And he rolls a 3. And he rolls a... no, that one actually is a dirty 20, so that will actually hit on the bite. As before...
Ouchies.
He does 7 plus 5, so that is that's 13, and so then so he bites you for 13 points of damage, but then as he bites into your shoulder bursts into fire, and you take another 5 points of damage. That's 18 points of damage that you take from that single attack. Fortunately, he missed on both of his claws. Unsurprisingly, the other one is now going to shoot flames at all of you as he opens his mouth and roars. And I need everyone to give me one more reflex saving throw, and let me know if you get above 12 or not.
No.
Oh boy.
14. Ha!
That's for you.
18.
8.
18, so that's
Well,
definitely-
actually, 18 plus 10, so yeah, 28.
Yes, but you are a reflex boy, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a 14 for me.
14 succeeds.
13
so-
for ticks.
13, that succeeds. So, Athora, you failed, but you all automatically take half, correct?
Yes.
So that is good because that is 22 points of damage to everyone who failed,
Crow.
and 11 points to everyone who succeeds.
And
you
no
have the
damage,
way.
and no damage to the Kenku.
And no, did you have
I have evasion.
evasion? Okay, so you use evasion, and y'all see this just like little roll that he does at the last minute to avoid the flames. As this thing is just it's a terrifying lava beast. It's not surprising that it would do that, as it just turns its head and makes this giant cone of flame at you. Y'all have never fought a dragon before, but you think it might be something like this. And it is bringing it to Tix's turn, as you have come up to her defense.
All right, Tix.
You know, I'm glad that we have never fought a dragon, because I'm already at like a third of my health, and these are bears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, taking a little bit of
fire
flame
bears,
damage.
yeah.
All right, so Tix will swing away with Destiny Seeker. And that is a 19 plus... Oh, that's a critical hit for an
Oh, that's right.
axe.
Destiny.
And so a total of 23. And so 3d8. Okay, so that's plus 18. That's 34 points of damage.
Nice. Did you say 34?
34 points of damage.
Okay. So please, with that totaling out over 75, please describe to me how you destroy this magma bear, this little coming up at around 3 foot tall fella with his magic axe. How you destroy this giant towering magma bear.
So as Tix has run around the side of the group to the side of the bear, clamped on Lashra, or in front of Lashra, Tix swings upward from underneath with Destiny Seeker right at the base of the jaw, slicing the jaw in the front of the face right off the bear. And Destiny Seeker gives a satisfied hum as we plant and prepare to move on to the next bear.
Excellent. You hear Destiny Seeker say, "It is not blood, but it is still satisfying to defeat our enemies." As you send it crashing down, you all see this little cleric just come in and whoom, and just like the leg goes out from under it, and there's a moment of pause, and the magma literally pours out from its leg, and then its magical magma form disintegrates, and it falls into a fiery goo onto the ground. And that will actually bring it to Lashra.
So are they both down?
There is one left. It was the one of the two that had been struck by lightning. The one that had threatened you is the one he just killed. But there's still one left that had been struck by lightning.
I am going to step over it almost. Actually, I'm going to get on top of it because now, is it still burning as it's dead?
It would. You think you'd be okay? It'd be like walking on coals.
Okay, so I'm
I'm
going to. I was going to walk around it, and instead I kind of walk up it like it's a little mini hill, and then look at the bear that's in the distance, and once again with my whip, because I have to do it. If I don't do it at this point, I just look terrible. So I'm going to whip this chain around, and I'm going to lash it out at that bear's leg, wrap it around, and heave with all of my might and try to get this thing off. And I'm assuming a 3 is not going to do it, so...
yes, but remember, this round you get to advantage. So
thank goodness. That's a natural 1, so, I'm done with this campaign. I'll see you later. Thanks for having me.
So you rolled a 3 and a 1?
A 1 and a 3. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That's awesome. So you all see this heroic moment as she comes up over this burning corpse of a magma bear, brings out her whip in this amazing way, and whips forward, and the bear just kind of moves a little to the side, and it just nothing happens.
I want to have like this Flynn Rider moment where it's like I'm on top of the bear, and my silver hair is like outflowing. It's glorious until the moment that it fails, and then it's really, really awkward.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear a sad trombone.
But at least you've got another attack.
That's true. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to, with my next attack, take out one of my daggers and just whip it at the thing.
Okay. Yes. So you cannot. That's right. You do have 2 attacks, and you cannot attack again with the whip if you try to trip it. But you do have another attack. So go ahead and roll for that.
I did. There's a number that becomes between 1 and 3, and it is 2, and that's what I got. So.
Oh my!
Now here's the thing though. With your daggers, with a dexterity attack, you actually have a plus 12.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. With your second attack, that really sucks because that would have hit. But with your second attack, it's a 7. So it still does miss. So
I would like to think that it doesn't actually miss. When I throw the dagger, it goes end over end. Again, another moment where it looks like, wow, this is going to be so epic. But instead, the dagger hits like the handle end first into the bear and just bounces off the bear and is like laying. If it was a humanoid, they could literally bend over and pick up the dagger and use it. And I just stand there and I put my hand in my face while I'm standing on top of this other bear with like the lasso chain thing still around my head, and I just look up to the heavens with a look of why Why me? You could have just let the bears eat me instead of this. This is worse.
Oh, that is amazing. There is joy in failure in D&D, and I greatly enjoyed that. So there's that moment where you all see the bing, and you all, like, everyone stops for a moment and just looks down, including the bear, like, looks down and just looks at that dagger just laying on the ground.
The bear!
The bear looks down and is like a, whoa. One little note y'all do notice is, since you do all see the dagger, as the round ends, the dagger actually disappears. And that will bring it back to Benson.
Oh, fancy. I am in bad shape, and I'm going to stumble away.
Smart. Very smart.
Because I cannot take another flame attack.
That is really, really smart. Sometimes the smartest thing to do is retreat. Are you going to use your full motion to get out of range?
That is correct, sir.
Yes, that is very, very smart, because doing simply your normal range might not protect you. You realize this as well. I am going to say, just for description purposes, Audrey actually took some damage on the first flame attack and then went, and like ran away.
Okay,
so
do not blame her.
It's out of range right now. That will, since you have wisely chosen to leave the battle, you are well far enough that you were not taking an opportunity attack from the bear.
Right.
And that will bring it to our lovely Naruto running Kinku. No, he's Kinko now. He can make copies.
He does make copies of voices.
That's true. That's true.
That's your name now, Kinko.
Yeah, I'm with Lasher. I'm done with this campaign.
Bye!
Bye!
I guess I'm just gonna hit it again. Yeah, just gonna hit it again. What else is there? Wait a second. Sorry.
You could cut its hamstring.
Hmm.
It's lava hamstring.
It's bear string. I'm going to. Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna hit it. I'm looking at my sheet, going, "There's nothing I can do. It's fire. It really doesn't. It really." Let's try that again. Nat 20.
Okay. Very nice. And so, what are you still attacking with your sickle?
Yes.
Okay. So roll for that damage, and that, I believe, that is a magic sickle, is it not? With a +1?
No.
Oh no, that's just a normal.
But I do have weapon finesse with my sickle, so I can use my dex modifier for attacks and strikes.
Wonderful.
So
and
that
as we
brings my bonus up to +9. Ooh, okay, so that's a 6 plus. So yeah, 11 damage doubled, so that's 22.
22 points of damage. Where do you describe to me where you strike that you do 22 points of damage to a magma bear?
With a sickle.
With a sickle. It'll be turned in my hand, pointing down the hook, the opening up. Again, just bringing the blade up, and just running it. I'm going to say all along its flank. Just.
You're keying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
basically.
I am
Basically.
keying a magnet bear. I'll write my name in it too. And you might
Very
find out
nice.
what my name actually is. Even
You
though
write "dirty cheater" on the bear.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Very well done. And speaking of dirty cheaters, that will bring it to Merezi.
Hey,
What?
well,
Rude.
dirty.
Okay. First attack, 19. Second attack, 14. Those
That will
both
also
hit,
hit.
I think.
Yes.
13 points of damage, then 10 points of damage.
So Merezi, on that final strike, describe to me how you dispatch this final magma bear as you see its throat is filling up to once more launch forward with fire. What would you like to do?
Well, as the many attacks already wrought upon it have chipped away at the stone, keeping the magma at bay, I find an opportune point and drive my halberd straight into the lava that makes up its being. And I disrupt it, and it goes toppling to the ground.
Indeed, and y'all see as it then falls to the ground, and like the other one, it slowly dissipates into like rubble of coal. You are all not cold anymore, and the combat is over. Congratulations, everyone!
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Well, yes, and would anyone like to take any actions, particularly regarding our very injured spell scale sorcerer?
I'm okay.
No,
that's fine. Okay.
I
So
will.
bears,
Nope.
huh?
Tix
How do
will
you
go
feel
over and
about the
check
bears?
on
What's
both.
your story there?
I'll check on both Audrey and Penton and see how they're doing, and then over to our elf guest and go about
I'm kind
casting.
of clutching my hand close, or my arm where it bit me, close to my chest, but it's more of an afterthought as I'm just kind of standing there. I walk down the bear, so I'm on level ground with everybody, and I'm just kind of looking all wide-eyed and wondered at all of you. You're real heroes.
Ow.
Well, we're definitely not real.
We're on a quest from God.
Oh my!
It had to be said.
I'd say.
Garo glitter
Pull
gold.
out my dark sunglasses and my black suit,
There are so many.
and Audrey
gods.
falls apart.
No.
Which god are you on a quest for?
We're actually on a quest by a pantheon of several gods. We're being represented by Garo Glittergold of the Gnomes, Bahamut, and I guess Grumpsh when he's available.
A little bit.
I nod along to all of those in the same kind of manner that somebody nods along to something that they have no idea what anybody is talking about. Like, you could be talking about farming techniques right now in great detail, and I would still be like, yeah, Grumsh, that's a real thing. Marvelous. Simply marvelous, I say, looking around.
Grumsh is my god. He's cool.
It's
And-
the
He asks me to kill people sometimes. Well, not me, but us orcs.
So
It's the interest of a bad blind date. Oh yes, very interesting. Okay.
I am Tix Birchmanson, a cleric of Garo Glittergold, and I see that you have been injured. Would you like me to take care of your wounds? I am a little bit of a healer.
I hold out my arm. That would be wonderful. I don't know how I got myself into such a terrible situation. It seems so foolish now.
That seems to be the story of our lives. And Tix goes ahead and casts Cure Moderate Wounds. And she is healed for 14 points of damage.
It's interesting because as you heal me and the burns and the cuts are taken away, my skin almost stitches together in a kind of macabre sort of way. It's perhaps not the way that you're used to your healing magic used to working. It's almost like each little bit of it is stitched together piece by piece on its own. And she looks like this is completely normal.
That is a rather interesting effect. And who do you owe your loyalties to?
I am but a humble bard. I say, and I cross one leg over the other, and I bow low. Normally, you can find me where most bards are gallivanting taverns, and occasionally I do like to stop by a tavern. But I found that my songs and tales have been, well, not as well received as they once were, and she kind of paces back and forth like you're an audience and there's a stage that suddenly appeared, and she holds her hands up to the sky. There used to be so many people that would come and buy me drinks and food, and now I have been told that, well, if I don't come up with some better material, I'm going to have to, hand to head, get a job. She takes a moment, lets you let all that sink in, because what could be worse than having a job? But, the gods do shine, because here you are, a party of adventurers, and I bet you all have grand stories.
Well, we are glad you're here.
Audrey too. Hold on a second. I'm just going to say something.
Okay.
Audrey too walks back up from running away and stands over Penton, who is lying in the snow on his side, saying, "The snow feels really cool on my burnt skin."
And Lashra, you do note that a hut, like a small hut about 5 feet by 5 feet, what modern people might think of as a porta potty, but a tiny little hut, like the kind of a hermit might stay in, that has chicken legs, just comes walking up, boom, 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 and stands protectively over Penton. And Tix, you look back and see that your resident sorcerer looks a bit flambéed.
Yes, Tix immediately goes to watch over him and Audrey and heal them of their burns and make sure that they are taken care of.
Excellent.
To the tune of how many points? Because I'm hurt.
Tix will expend
You give the nice lady some points, but you don't give me any points.
Tix will administer as many spell slots as necessary to get you back all 100%.
Well, that's what. Thank you. That's what I was kind of looking for.
And then he goes over and checks on Audrey 3 and pats her and says, "Sorry, we don't have any food for you. I guess you can't eat lava rock, so we'll continue to find some deer or something for you."
Indeed.
Yeah. Penton crawls into the hut nut sling and just takes a nap. He's got some recovering to do.
He doesn't even need to sleep, but yet he kind of passes out for a moment. And Lashra, can you let them know what you were up to before you came upon them?
I hadn't gotten to that point in my story yet. My hand is still dead. But
gotcha.
Somebody was burning to death. I had to take a pause for the audience. Otherwise, someone's going to leave some bad YouTube reviews.
I appreciate that.
I collect myself again to get into my story. So, I wanted to make some coin, and so I thought, why not let me become the hero, right? And there is this guy, and he's stuck in a pit, and I thought it would be super easy just to walk over, pull the guy out, maybe color up the story a little bit, make it a deeper pit, I don't know. But now there's already been lava bears, and you've come to save me, and I'm thinking that we should go and save the person in the pit together. What do you say?
That sounds like something we do.
And as Penton sleeps and is gently rocked underneath Audrey, as y'all begin to head towards this area, you hear a cry for help, a cry that one of you knows very, very well. And that's where we'll end Chafing Armor, episode 97. Thank you, everyone, for playing.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for not killing us.
And well, we sure tried.
Yeah, I'm at 23 out of 68.
Yes. So that that is one of the things is that I actually replaced these bears with something else I was going to do earlier because I realized they weren't hard enough for you. You guys are badasses, and you took out a lot of really powerful things recently, and so
well, that's true.
Well, it is, and so the threat needed to go up correspondingly, and y'all did very well, even though it got a little dicey there. But before we wrap up, Tia, can you tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv with the name Role Players. ROLE, not ROLL, which I found out I should probably start making the distinction of tonight. You can find me at Twitter at roleplayers_TV, and yeah, I'm on the internet, hanging out, doing stuff.
Well, we love to have other awesome D&D nerds play with us, and we're so honored to have you. Everyone, thank you all for playing.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thank
hanging
you,
out with
Tia.
us.
We're glad to have
Yes.
you here.
Glad to be here.
And we will roll with you soon.